This is video number 17 for all the instruments. This is the second series. This is the book 2 stuff. I need you to open to page number 18. We are learning our last and final new rhythm for this book. And I've saved it till the end, even though it's kind of earlier in the book, because I feel it's the most difficult rhythm to get accurately. Now, what we want to do is build on prior knowledge. So that's what we're about to do here. I want you to look at these first 2 lines. Ignore this for now. And figure out how these rhythms are alike. Now, not the bowings, but the rhythms, okay? Figure out how long that note is compared to that one, and how long that note is compared to that one. Ignore this for now. Look at that for a moment. Okay, so if you already got the answer, great. If not, I'm going to show you. So, we're looking at dotted half note and a quarter note. How many counts does the dotted half note get? Well, it gets 3 counts. Why does it get 3 counts? Because remember, a dot on the side of a note increases the note by half of its value. So a half note got 2 beats, half of 2 is 1, 2 plus 1 is 3. This is review. You know how to do this. Quarter note gets 1 beat. So the first note is 3 times as long as the second note. Now look at this next one. Dotted quarter note gets 1.5 beats. This is also a rhythm you have already learned. Remember, because a quarter note gets 1 beat. Add the dot, you add half to 1. 1 plus a half is 1.5. Okay? And then we have an eighth note. It gets half a beat. So, again, the first note is 3 times longer than a half. There are 3 eighth notes in a dotted quarter note. 3 times longer. Now, our new rhythm, we'll get to that in just a second, is a dotted 8th 16th. You can see it in your book on page number 18, okay? So be open to put your page number 18 and look at that rhythm right there. And that's what we're going to create here, okay? Now what I have on the board is just a set of 16ths. Now I'm not doing these normally like how normally I do a measure. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm showing you something different, okay? So there's a reason that they're separated. I'm separated out for a reason, okay? Now, so if a dot adds half of its value, let's think about this for a second. So an eighth note gets half a count. An eighth note is also like 2 16th notes, right? 2 16th notes make up an eighth note. Eighth note gets half a count. So what's the dot gonna do? It's gonna add half of that. So let me move over here. A dot is going to add a half of a half. A half of a half is 1/4. Okay? A dot's going to add, we have 2 16th notes, it's going to add 1 16th note. So let's talk about how many beats that means a dotted eighth note's going to get. Okay, so what I have here is 1 whole beat, 1 ta-te-ta. 1 ta-te-ta, that's 4 16ths. 3 16ths, that is a dotted eighth note right there. Okay, 3 16th notes is a dotted eighth note. That also means that it gets an eighth note plus a 16th note. A half plus a fourth. And hopefully you have figured out that that means an eighth note gets 3/4 of a beat. Okay, you see this right here? 3/4 of a beat. Now, if we're looking back at this right here, the dotted eighth and then 16th note, a dotted eighth gets 3/4 of a beat, and a 16th note gets 1/4 of a beat. So guess what? You've actually, although I just told you this is the hardest rhythm you're going to learn this year, you've actually already learned it. You just learned it super duper slow. So all we got to do is take either one of these rhythms and speed it up super fast. Okay, do you remember we learned dotted half note to quarter note, and then I told you it's just twice as fast? Think about when you did 16th notes, when you learned 16th notes, and the first rhythm on number 67 was like pepperoni pizza, because it was 16th notes and 8th notes. This is the same concept. When you learned 8th note 2 16ths, it was like run pony, but twice as fast. This is that same concept. All we're doing, taking this, twice as fast. Taking this, now it's twice as fast. Okay? So here's what I want us to do. I want us to look at this one. Okay? I want you to look at this one right here. And I want you to, we're gonna play it at the speed of 60, and then we're going to play it at 70, and we're going to get it faster and faster. I've got eighth notes clicking. So 1, te, 2, te, 3, te, 4, te. This is old news. Te, 3, te, 4, te. The first note gets 3 clicks, okay? Actually, we stop on the third click. Why? Because it's staccato, and we want to stop our bow there, okay? It's a hooked bow, and we're doing hooked bow for a reason. So I prefer you read this line, but if you want to think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's fine with me. Either way is correct. Just know that if you're saying that, you're not saying that your metronome's at 60. You're saying your metronome's at 120, okay? All right, so I'm saying metronome's at 60, I got 8 notes clicking, and I'm reading this line. 1, te, 2, te, now join me, go. 1, te, 2, te, 3, te, 4, te. 1, te, 2, te, 3, te, 4, te. Okay, now let's try it at the speed of 70. If you're thinking of this, it's like the speed of 140. 1, te, 2, te, ready, and go. 1, te, 2, te, 3, te, 4, te. 1, te, 2, te, 3, te, 4, te. 1, te, 2, 3, te, 4, te. Okay, now let's try the speed of 80. Okay, if you're thinking like this, you're thinking 160. 1, te, 2, te, 3, te, 4, te. Play with me and go. 1, te, 2, te, 3, te, 4, te. 1, te, 2, 3, te, 4. 1, te, 2, 3, te, 4. Okay, now take it up to 90. I want you to start using less bow now, okay? Ready with me? Ready and go. 1, te, 2, te, 3, te, 4, te. 1, te, 2, 3, te, 4. 1, te, 2, te, 3, te, 4. 1, te, 2. Okay, let's try 100. If you're thinking like this is at 100. This would be at 200. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's at 200. But we're thinking here. 1, te, 2, te, 3, te, 4, te. 1, te, 3. Okay? And open D2, ready, and go. 1, te, 2, te, 3, te, 4. 1, te, 2, 3, te, 4. 1, te, 2, 3, te, 4. 1, te, 2, 3, te, 4. Now, I want you to listen. I'm going to stop my bow on that second click. Join me now and ready and go. Down, up, down. Okay, now that we can play this at 100, you're playing this at 200. What does that mean you can play this at? You play this at 200, you play this at 100. This is going to be 50. So sing this in your head. Ba, 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 ba. Now I'm going to change this to 50, but I'm going to put 16th notes on. I'm going to change it to 50, but you're going to hear 16th notes. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, now I'm going to be honest with you. This many clicks can mess you up. So I'm going to get rid of the 16ths and put it back on 8ths. And then we're going to think like this. What's happening is we have 8th notes going. So your bow's going to be stopped on that te. 1, stop, ta, 1. Okay? 1, ta, tick, ta, 2, ta, tick, ta, 1, ta, tick, ta, 2, ta, tick, ta, 1, ta, tick, ta, 2. So you're stopped on that te. 1, stop, ta, 2, stop, ta, 1, stop, ta, 2, stop. Listen first. Now what am I doing this for? That's when my bow is stopped. 1, stop. Okay, that is number 80. Now look at number 80 in your book and shadow bow it. I was playing the first measure over and over again. You can do this. Relax your arm. Make sure you're stopped on that second click. I don't want to have 16th notes. That's too much information. It's going to mess with your brain. Stop on the te. This is 1, te, 2, te. 1, te. You're stopped there. You play there. Wait for that click to happen for the te, and then play there. Okay, shadow bow number 80. And 1, te, re, te, go. Lift, repeat. Wait. Wait. Okay, now usually with my students, when I say wait, they get it right. When I don't, they play too early. This is a very, very, very common problem. This is what you should be playing. You're stopped there because it's a hooked bow and it's a staccato. You're stopped there, you play there. This is what a lot of people will play. They play it too early, okay? And they end up making that last note a third of a beat. That's like a triplet. We don't want that. It needs to be a fourth of a beat. That last note happens on top, okay? So try playing number 80 with me. I'm gonna actually slow it down a bit. Oh, because I had it too fast. I had it at 60 instead of 50. That's right. Now we can do this. Number 80, and wait for that click. Listen, let's listen first. Wait, wait. Okay, now try it with me. And playing, not shadow bowing. 1, te, re, te, go. Wait, wait. Wait, wait. Lift, repeat. Wait, wait. The trick is waiting for that click. Don't try this without 8th notes on. Don't try it with 16th notes. It's too much. Wait for that click. Now, shadow bow 81. And 1, ta, 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 shadow bow. Wait. 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 Lift, repeat. Wait. 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 Now, play with me. And 1, te, re, te, go. Wait. 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 And repeat. Wait. 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 Rest. Okay, that chord note seems too long, but it's because we're going so slow. I'm going to play it again without me saying anything, and I want you to listen for that click. You're going to see me do a little thing like this. That's where I want you stopped, okay? Play with me again. Listen for the click. And 1, te, re, te, go. And repeat. Rest. Okay? So practice 80 and 81 a whole lot before you try to do the next one. It's going to get more complicated. And you don't want to be doing this. Don't let that happen. Wait for that click and you'll be correct, okay? Don't try it any faster than 50 yet. Get it really good at 50, and then maybe you can go higher, faster, but we're not gonna do that. 50, get it right at 50. Don't let that happen.